Every woman dreams of a dazzling ring and a charming proposal.
Ooh, Ronnie, were you at Uju's wedding?
No, I wasn't.
Oh my God. I mean, I keep looking at these pictures.
She's
They're
gorgeous. She's gorgeous.
Like, oh my God, I'm like, just keep
The
looking
bride
this
jar always takes center
They
stage.
steal
in
the show.
wedding.
We steal the show
I
every
don't
time.
know. I don't. I
mean,
love
of
looking at
course,
wedding albums.
The guys always look good too as well.
Yeah,
that must
they
be
do. But
traditional
this
wedding.
this is that of Muduke.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I
Really
think I
nice.
saw that
They
earlier.
see all the traditional.
Ooh.
Hi.
Oh my
We
God.
have a rich culture.
Yeah, we do.
We
And
do.
you know the way we celebrate marriage here,
It's worthy to be
yeah.
celebrated. Actually.
And I just sometimes I tell myself, okay. I think most people now understand the fact that it's not just the wedding, that I do. What
it's
comes
life
after?
It's life after.
Woo, yeah, truly.
This is just one day, one event.
Just one day. One day and a lot of things are happening.
Yeah.
Welcome to the best show on all things women. It's my absolute pleasure to be your host on the show today. My name is Abigail Ekotene.
And I'm his sweet co-host, Rolly. I'm really sweet, ain't I?
Yes, you are.
So today we're talking about relationships, and I think every relationship starts with two people. One person meets another, like I've met Abigail now.
Yeah.
And I think we've started a relationship, we've become friends and everything. Like one of the things I like about you, Abigail, is that you're very focused. You know what you're doing, you know what you want, and you go for it. Yeah, you better tell me what you like about me, or else the show is over.
Rolly.
Yes.
Rolly has a mind of her own. That's what I keep saying. I just told you this today. So you have this mind of
it's
your
a
own.
good
You know
thing,
what,
I
like,
hope.
I could give you an advice, but you know exactly what you want to do somewhere
I
in your mind. So it
I
doesn't really
take
matter
advice,
anymore.
I take advice. And I take advice quite well, I believe.
Really? Yeah. Okay, we'll see about that.
Whatever.
It's no wonder a lot of single ladies are so excited about getting into marriage. Now, that's what we're talking about here. What do the married women on the other side of the fence think? Married or single? Find out which is better in the clash of two faces right after this break.
So I stopped by at a very beautiful restaurant, and I thought it would be a great idea to explore the what is, what ifs, and what's not of both sides of the fence by talking to everyday ladies who have been there and done that. So come along.
Hi guys. Hi. Glad you could make it. Yeah. So hope you didn't have to wait too long. No, the just got here. Okay. So wow, I can see you're already enjoying yourself. Not yet, about to. About to. Okay. Smells nice. Yeah. Wait, what's with these two colors you're wearing? That same question I asked her. Why? You love me. Anyway, you guys look beautiful. Very nice. Yeah. Did your husband see you when you were leaving the house this morning? She's looking at you. I don't know. Is she kind of she's jealous. She's jealous. See, it's just a matter of time. There will be someone. She will have someone. You. I don't know if you've noticed. It's a new trend. Okay, people, those are single. Yeah. Are wishing they're married, and those that are married are wishing they're single. What's with that?
Thank you. I know people who wish to be single. I don't know why. I really don't know why they wish to be single. Like, why do you want to be single?
I think I know why. Why? They just want their own freedom. You know, they don't want to be stressed to do anything.
Excuse me. You can still get some sorts of freedom in marriage. Some sort. Yes, I know that. I can't lie to you that it doesn't have its limitations, but it's fun when you have.
True. You know, I'm married, so I can say.
Well, I think for me, it's for every situation you're in, you just have to adjust to different things. I mean, there are a lot of things that I am doing right now as a single that I'm not sure I will be able to do when I get married. For instance, I just can't wake up one morning and decide that I want to travel when I'm married. I can do that now, I'm not sure I'll be able to do it when I have
But
children.
who says really? Who says you can't do that? I'm sure you can.
You can't.
We can make it work.
Well,
Well, maybe would have sent a text earlier.
You see, you'd have to think of what will happen to your son, what will happen to your husband, how they are going to be taken care of for the period that you are going to be away. As regards to I can just stand up and go.
So okay. So what's that part? What do you love about being single? What's that for you?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear that.
That I can do anything on my own.
Not everything.
You've been married for 3 years, 2 years?
Yes, 3.
3. Wow. So would you say it's been a bed of roses? It's been everything you've ever dreamed of?
Oh no, I was lucky. Let me have this one.
She was lucky.
I was lucky.
She was lucky.
I thought I was lucky because I read books just before I got married.
Okay.
And I was told that there are certain things that make people have issues in marriage. Money, sex. Okay, I can't remember the third one, but I remember those two. But you know, so I was prepared so I was prepared to always be open with our finances. I was prepared to do what I have to do in the bedroom with my husband, so I was alone. I was just prepared to know, okay, these things cause issues, so there's no, I'm tired, I want to sleep. Not that you can't be tired too, but so I won't say it was a bed of roses. There are times when you were tired, but because you remember that you had told yourself, sex is not going to cause issues. This is not going to cause problems.
Yeah.
And so you just,
you get prepared for it.
sweetheart, I'm ready now. You think
So
I'm you know, you know, but that makes it work for me personally. Just that's why I said I was lucky. I read books before, and so it helped me prepare that. Okay, you know what? She was right when she said freedom, her freedom. I miss that about being single. I was just beating her when she said to go to everything, but I miss her a big job.
Oh, so
Confessions.
Your singleness thing is really
Like
serious.
Like, but
5 years.
you should come join me. Really, there's still advantages to
I
it.
look forward to being married. I wish for the day that I will be married. But right now,
I don't have to do that now.
I'm not in a hurry. I'm enjoying where I am.
I think one of the issues some of us used to have with marriage, what the fear, you know, most singles have is that, especially for very active ladies like us, we feel that this man will not tie me down. And there's one tying down that you can't run away from, getting pregnant. You can't run away from that one. So when that one, you're tied down, literally tied down. So you can't run away from that. We get tired of it most times. Like, now I wanted to do this, now I can't do it. So I think that used to be the problem sometimes. Well, it's not exactly true. That time you thought you were wasting, you were learning, and you were maturing.
I actually agree with her. Most times the fear being.
She's agreeing with you now.
Yes. Most times the fear being, oh, you're going to have to drop a lot of things you want to do, you can't accomplish it. But I think it's just all about adjusting. I mean, every phase you get into, you need to make some adjustments one way or the other. So it's just preparing your mind.
True. And I don't have any regrets.
No, I don't.
She's looking.
Don't worry, soon I will join.
Very, 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 very.
I miss it. But the good thing about being single, like going back to that time, was just being satisfied with your singleness. I think I read one Michelle Hammond's book that says, Eve didn't run to Adam to tell Adam that, hey, I'm ready, come to me. It was when Eve was ready, God brought Eve to Adam and said, hey, so I think we just need to all get to that point where you're satisfied with your like like you're content, you know, you're content, whether or whether not. When it's time, God will take me to Him. He will find me. It's not about me going to search for Him. Guy, I'm here. Can't you see me? I'm ready. You know. I think.
True.
And that's what I miss all of that part.
Okay, she misses that part. Okay,
so that's
she can't get it back. No,
never.
Don't get it back.
But you will soon lose it.
It's one chance.
You will soon lose it. You will soon lose it.
Don't worry. I look forward to
take your time. I'm actually not in any of this. I'm not trying to.
You have no choice. You're in my team.
It's just that we happen to be.
Yeah, you're married.
So yeah, on that team.
But we need to create a balance. I mean, we need to create a balance. It mustn't be you're missing out or you're missing out.
True.
Because the grass always looks greener on the other side, right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
You know, guys, I need to run to catch up with something. Enjoy your meal.
Okay, we'll
Thank
be
you.
right.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. I just got a message now. I want to send you those pictures. I'll be finding it.
That was really, really interesting.
Very interesting, very eye-opening, but very it makes you reflect as well. I'm thinking to myself, what do I miss about being single? What do I miss about being single?
Tell me.
I don't know. I remember the first year I got married. I got married in April of that year. And come December, in the past December, I've packed my bags. I'm off to either Benin to see my folks or Lagos to see my grandparents. And that was having to ask permission to go. I'm like, this is like reality check. I have to, but I mean, that's the freedom of just upping and going.
I think that's, I'm not trying to say, okay, that's the same thing for me, but I think it's one common thread that
when you're married.
Yeah, when you're married, that freedom to not just be anywhere and do anything anyhow, but sometimes you wouldn't want to have a girls' night out, hang out,
You take permission.
You take permission. Why?
And I had these neighbors when I first got married. They were single girls, they were single ladies, friends of mine. We grew to be friends. And some nights they'll be talking late in the night, laughing. They have people over and everything. And I used to check myself to see, Roddy, are you missing that? But I realized that I was like, you guys enjoy it. I could do that because I had this really healthy single life. I lived on my own for a bit. I had my own friends over. I slept over at my own friends' houses. So I felt like I'd had a rich, very rich and fulfilling singlehood. I didn't really miss it. I had to check myself just to know that all that happy noise I was hearing next door, I wasn't missing anything.
You weren't missing anything.
Really, you're fine. You did good.
It's just funny that sometimes the grass looks green on
the other side.
You don't even know. Sometimes people in marriage are thinking of opting out, but you are saying it. Maybe a single lady is seeing it from somewhere afar, and she feels, oh no, these guys are having a great time, and you don't even know what's going on. So just appreciate, like we said,
every phase.
Enjoy it.
Yes.
Now, even though each phase is beautiful and should be celebrated, there is no denying the fact that getting married is a good thing. But before the part where you walk down the aisle, there are 1,000,001 questions you probably have to answer.
Like, how do I know he's the one? How do I know this will last? If you're watching and you're asking any of those questions, cool temper, because the answers are coming to you right after this break.
The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. Enjoy every moment. It does good like medicine. Truly, I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven.
Hello and welcome everyone to Living the Life. This is a special edition on one of the single most asked questions in the world when it comes to relationships. Before you say I do, what do I do? Simply put, Auntie D says, say I don't. I don't compromise, I don't mess around, I don't do what I'm not supposed to do. I don't get in trouble with the love that I have for Christ and for God. It's all about you having the courage to be distinguished in the place of your faith and the dignity of your personality when it comes to managing you and your relationship space. Today, it's amazing. Here we are, and it's 21 years since Auntie Dio got married. Now, I was on a court trip for 2 years before that. And what I remember in particular about the day that he actually came with the question, will you be my wife? Was that it was a day where sitting with this guy, I never imagined or saw him as husband, I just saw him as friend. So my first shock was that he was even proposing at all. But as he spoke to me, something in me just switched on and I realized, this is not friend anymore, this is husband to be. More to come. Living the life before you say I do. Okay, so I've got a question from you, Ogechi. I'm not married yet, but I get really concerned about the whole submission thing. The Bible tells the wife to submit to her husband, But how does she do that when she doesn't trust a decision she is making? First of all, Ogechi, understand this. Submission is not an inferior position. It's a superior decision that a woman makes when she comes into marriage. Actually, you make it premaritally. It's something you've got to settle inside of you. You're talking about the fact that you don't trust the decision he's making. That means you don't trust the man. What are you doing married to a man you don't trust? In the first place, you have no business being married to a man you don't trust. You know, think about it. Even trusting God takes faith. So why do you expect your man to be more perfect than the God you trust? There's stuff you're going to do in marriage, even before marriage, about trust. That is simply an act of faith. So Ogechi, faith it, work it, honor your head, and you will see things come out of that relationship with a higher value than you realized. I have another question here. NI says, I'm not yet in a relationship, but I have waited and prepared for it. I believe that I am ready for a relationship, but the man still hasn't shown up. Auntie Dio, why? I can't answer on behalf of God, but I can say this sincerely speaking. Let patience have her perfect work. That is James 1 and verse 4. Believe it. When patience has a perfect work, you will be perfect. You will be entire. You will lack nothing. You will not lack your man. The other thing I'd like you to realize is that preparation is consecration. So you may think you are prepared, but you need to go to the place of altar and real submission to God's will in that place of your preparation and get consecrated. You can't get too consecrated in the place of waiting. God bless you. Patience is something you wait for. You don't get patience now. Get it? All right. And I've got this one from Xavier, J. Xavier. I'm a single man. Hey, ladies, a single man. All right. I'm a single man who hopes to get into a relationship sometime, but I am uncertain about how to find a woman I can trust. How can I be sure that if I open up my heart, it won't be broken? Let me give you the Ecclesiastes 10:10 answer first of all. Wisdom is profitable to direct. As a guy, you have to embrace wisdom. Wisdom is the wise things at the wise time. Hope makes not ashamed. Like you said, you hope to get into a relationship, that's the right thing to do. Hope first. And then gradually work your way. Please understand, this guy is not saying he has a problem getting a woman. Getting a woman is not the issue. It's getting a woman he can trust. And I'll tell you this, train yourself in trusting God. Because even when you get the woman, you get married to her, if you have an issue with trust, it will still work its way into creating problems for you. So, first solution, learn to trust you and the decisions you make by trusting God. Wow, that is a wrap for now. Remember, for this episode, it's all about before I say I do, say I don't. And I'd love for you to keep the questions coming in because we'll keep the answers coming. In the meantime, remember, you say I don't compromise, I don't carry over, I don't run a catering outfit, I don't do night duty, I don't need a massage, foot, waist, or otherwise. In fact, I don't even give massages. The most important thing is I don't do what I'm not supposed to do because I'm living the life before I say I do. That's Auntie D for you. See you next time on the next episode with my counsel as Auntie D.
So Auntie D answered a lot of questions.
Oh my God.
So let me ask you my own.
Go ahead.
Were you one of
I'm ready
those
for you.
people that you heard the Lord say, that is your husband, marry him?
Wow. Did I?
I don't know, I'm asking you.
Did I? No, actually, for me, it wasn't. You know, I know your own story is so different, and Rolly's going to tell you how hers went, like really weird kind of.
Yeah.
Mine was different. It wasn't the. I think maybe similar to Auntie D. I had a sense of an understanding. I had this witness in me that this person, who was not just my friend, okay, was also had that potential to be my husband. So it was more like a witness. I just had this comfort. Like for me, God leads me a lot in the area of peace. When I have peace in this
It's really
in that
a litmus
direction.
test.
Yes, you know, tell them how. That was why I wasn't ready to answer. Tell them how it happened. She has this amazing story. How did you know that Yeah,
No,
so I'm
okay,
so
okay.
Yes,
It's
go ahead.
it's a funny story,
Tell me.
but it's interesting.
Yes.
So I got born again while in, just before I entered university, and sometime in my year one, I got to this point where I said to God, you know what? I'm not going to date anybody again. I'm just going to. And I wrote a list.
Yes, the list.
And I wrote my list. This is what I want in a husband. When it's time for the husband to come, this is what I want.
Yes,
and I
sure.
wrote a number of things. Then one of the weirdest things I wrote was, he should be Yoruba.
Imagine. Oh my God, like
And his name
specifics.
should be Shegun. Woo.
And it happened.
And
Did it?
Yeah. So 4 years later, I graduate from school, and I meet this guy called Chidi. Of course, he's Igbo, so he's not Yoruba.
Yes.
So, yeah. So in the course of dating, I find out that his mom is Yoruba. So what's your Yoruba name? And his Yoruba name is Shegun. So I'm like,
What's
almost fell off my chair because I'm like, wow, God is so spot on. So, you know, it was that detail that you just wrote on the paper, but you didn't really expect
Finish
God to you know, pay attention to. But he actually did. And so that's how I got my own Yoruba Shegun.
Shegun.
My
And
Igbo
then
Shegun.
Igbo. Yeah. Oh my God, no, I think that's so graphic. Some people
Yeah.
actually have that kind of experience like that. Whoa. Have you ever heard things like, don't go out in the sun when you're pregnant? Well, that's one out of so many things I've heard from aunties, strangers, and well-meaning neighbors. Up next, find out what's true and what isn't. Why would a pregnant woman choose to follow pregnancy advice from family, friends, and even strangers without first finding out how true they may be? In Africa and in most parts of the world, pregnancy continues to inspire its own sets of myths and tales. Here are a few of such myths.
I'm Yoruba, and people say that pregnant women should not go out in the afternoon.
One particular woman who told me that she has to wear cap when she has to go out in the night because there are jinns, you know, some kind of spirits that may disturb the unborn child.
In Igbo land, at times when you're pregnant, they will tell you that if you see palm oil in the dream, that it means the baby is going to be aborted.
It's like some people telling me that my wife pregnant, she cannot kill a dog.
There was this other lady that was pregnant. She became very ugly. So almost everybody kept saying, this must be a baby boy. And at the end of the day, she gave birth to a baby girl.
Although some of these myths may seem amusing and harmless, they could pose real health complications for mother and baby in diverse ways. But are these myths really true?
Me, as a human being, I don't believe such a thing.
What they use are just mere probabilities.
It's not real at all. I can tell you it's not real.
One has to take caution.
If you believe that some evil spirit will harass you and you don't have enough faith to stand against that spirit, of course, your own mind will even conjure it.
Dr. Mrs. Chito, an obstetrician and gynecologist, examines some of these myths from a professional and spiritual point of view.
If we look at the history of medicine, even in our culture and our environment, pregnancy and every delivery was all managed by traditional birth attendants. And so, you know, I think myths come out of coincidences, like the woman did this and this is what happened. Therefore, it starts off like that, and then nobody, if you're pregnant, should never do this. But there was not really science behind what we did in the past. We joke about it a lot. I won't lie. When a woman comes in and says, oh, I'm having a lot of heartburn, we're like, oh, you're gonna have a baby full of full hair and all that, a lot of hair. But it's a myth. I know there was a study done in, was it Switzerland, that actually showed that there was some connection to hair and heartburn. But what happened, there was only like 28 people in the study, so it was a very small, 50-something, it was a very small study, so it's not really significant. You can unless your doctor tells you you can't. There's certain conditions that will tell you to not have anything in there at all. And in those conditions, yes, you cannot have sex. But as a normal pregnancy without any complications, there's absolutely no reason why you can't. I had a patient who was always throwing up, and she felt really good when she drank cold water. But when she drank warm water, she was always throwing up. But then, so she was very dehydrated, always having cramps in her pregnancy, which in itself is a kind of a risk in itself. But trying to tell her that, you know, you can go ahead and drink cold water. If you feel good, drink it. I say you can eat fish, but not in large quantities. There's only a limit of amount of fish you should eat in a week as a pregnant woman because of the mercury that is seen in seawater. Live your normal lives. When you need to be restricted, then you know, we'll tell you don't do this or don't do that. But just live your normal life. I always tell people not to drink more than a cup of coffee a day, just to be on the safe side when you're pregnant. And because of that, caffeine does, in a way, excess caffeine is not good for the pregnancy, you know. Your baby will look like you, or you're the father, or the grandmother, grandfather, you know, wherever it falls. And I think there's really nothing that connects to where you look and how your baby will look. With every myth, there is a fact. And I think it's being able to try themselves and educate themselves and know what is a fact. And ask the question, how could this be true? Always connect with your health provider and ask the questions, and so you will have an exciting, beautiful, and peaceful pregnancy.
So, enjoy the stories. But next time when Auntie Maggie tells you that by lifting your hands up, you're tying your baby's umbilical cord round its neck, talk to your doctor first before you do anything that could hurt you or your baby.
Very, very insightful.
Really, really, I enjoyed every bit of it. So for those of you that are coming into marriage, I mean, you should check this out, and we'll give you some useful tips.
Now, if you had a choice, would you explore a new place with a trusted guide, or would you walk blindly into it? Now that's food for thought.
Yeah, so think on that as you make the decision to say, I do. Until next time, much love from me
and the entire crew. Goodbye.
Bye.